Convention, Professor A. John Mission, the inaugurator of the convention, Professor Dhruv Mukherjee, distinguished educationists, intellectuals, journalists, and the state in charges of the different state chapters of AISCC, and you, all of you who have come over here from all the states of South India and some states from North and East India. Now, I have been listening the speeches of different dignitaries who spoke on this occasion from this podium. Now, first of all, I like to mention one thing, that at the very outset, when we were placing total tribute to the martyrs column, I just remember that this is the state where in 1965 about 300 students and youth shed their life to protest against the language imperialism, the imposition of Hindi. And I remember in Madras, within Madras, Coimbatore, and Madurai, different other cities, large number of students, they came out in protest. And also, the very day, that is 26 January, how the government give emphasis, give importance of that day, that is 26 January. And you remember on 26 January 1965, people hoisted black flags on their rooftops. So this was the movement in 1965. So this is the state. And the people, the students who have thronged here in large numbers, in hundreds. So this reflects that we have decided, you have decided that you have decided the current place, current venue for this convention, and hope that people, the intellectuals, the educationists and students in particular, they would come forward to launch movement against this policy. Now, the AISCC was in the midst of movement against a national education policy and different aspects of national education policy, and we demanded, I am not going into that, we demanded the withdrawal of National Education Policy 2020 in lock, stock and barrel, in totality. We demanded that. Now, when we were in the midst of this movement, this issue came. And this issue came in the form of the recommendation of the Parliamentary Committee on Official Language, the last meeting of that, and which was chaired by, and normally chaired by the Home Minister of the country. And this is the conspiracy. This conspiracy is on, has been on from the period before independence, from the 3 years of hectic and debate in the Constituent Assembly, from the day when the Constitution was adopted, and down the years after independence. So this conspiracy of language, it has been on. And the Parliamentary Committee recommendation has come up in tune with this conspiracy. Now, so many points are raised, I am not repeating this. But it is clear from the attitude of the government that they don't want any Indian language to be developed, to be enriched. They don't want it. And it is already mentioned that language is a vehicle of thought. And if the language is weak, then higher thoughts and ideas cannot be cult. There cannot be any cult of higher thoughts and ideas. You cannot name any community whose language is backward and they are culting higher thoughts, higher ideas, higher ideals, higher senses. That you cannot cite. So language should be developed. And I think these dispensation, these ruling dispensation which are in the central government, they are not in favor of developing the Indian languages. And I like to give one example. See the 8th schedule. In the 8th schedule of the constitution, there are 22 languages and 38 are awaiting to be enlisted. Now, of these 22, there is Sanskrit, and officially in Sanskrit only 24,000 speak people. Out of 135 crore general population, only 24,000 people speak in Sanskrit. And still Sanskrit is in the 8th schedule, but English is not in the 8th schedule. So this is the attitude of the ruling dispensation, whichever they are from the after the independence. So this is the attitude of the ruling class. And this Hindustan, this thing, that means this is very important. I am telling you that. I will refer to it later. Now I asked Amit Shahji that you are telling English is spoken by a few percent, a very minor percentage of the people, and they enjoy all the benefits. Amit Shahji has mentioned on different occasions. Now I like to ask Amit Shahji that why Sanskrit is then included in the 8th schedule and why not English? Do you think that English spoken percentage of people is less than Sanskrit spoken percentage of people? Do you think that? So this is the attitude of the government. Now the dispensation of the present Dula's dispensation, they are in favor of, you think they are in favor of one country, one state, one legislation, one language, one religion. And their idea is that all these states should not be in states. All these states should be poured into one umbrella, that is Bharat. All these states, there should not be any diversity. This is their idea. And the ideologues behind them, that is the RSS ideologues, this is their idea. So they are not in favor of that. But and this Hindustan, this paraphrase, this slogan has been shouted since independence, before independence. This slogan has been shouted. But this time, the problem is, this time this is tainted with the Hindu religion-based national jingoism. They like to fan up that. And their ultimate aim is to establish a Hindu state. And they are telling it openly. There are different organizations, they are telling it openly that they want this Hindu state, and that is their objective, and that is their motto, and they are doing this, they are proceeding this in this manner. So this will be against the diversity, and their view is any diversity leads to disunity. But we think that in India, diversity is the basic condition of unity. So this is their idea and this is our idea. Now I like to point out one thing, that I like to point out another thing, that is the Official Language Act. The Official Language Act 1963, the objective of the Official Language Act is to find out the languages, fix the languages who will be the official, that will be the official language of the country. This is the objective of, this is under the purview of that committee. And they are recommending. And this, at the beginning it was 14 languages, now it is 22 languages and 38 languages are waiting. I have already mentioned. Now I like to mention one thing, that is they are telling that one language is necessary for the unity of the country. This is they are telling. This is the thing. Only one language is necessary. And I like to mention that there are so many countries where there are so many official languages. And I like to mention Canada, because there is a official language act in Canada also. And that Official Language Act in Canada, they recommended and they have already implemented two official languages, that is English and French. So English and French they have recommended, they have implemented, and our rulers they say, and the Canada is being disintegrated. I like to ask Amit Shah ji, Canada is being disintegrated. It is not united. So what logic they are facing? Now our point is, we are not against Hindi. We are in favor of development of all Indian languages so that they can be uplifted to a stage, so that highest stage, education up to the highest level, education for the science and technology, for the modern sciences, for medical science, for professional education, all this can be bestowed through any Indian language. And we are of the opinion that mother tongue should be the medium of instruction up to the highest level. So all the mother tongues, all the Indian languages should be uplifted, should be enriched to that position. And for that, it is already discussed, I am not mentioning, for that English is necessary. So we are not against Hindi. We even including Hindi, for the development of all Indian languages, English is must. So our demand is Hindi must not be imposed. I am going to conclude, just pressing the demand. Hindi must not be imposed as sole official language and only medium of instruction. This is first point. The second point should be mother tongue should be the medium of instruction up to the highest level, and effective steps must be taken to develop the state languages in the shortest possible time to serve that purpose. The third one, English should be taught with due weightage from the early stage of education throughout India. The fourth one is English should continue as official language. And fifth one is English should be enlisted in 8th schedule in the Constitution of India. So these are the demands of AICC. We will move, we will launch movement, we will develop movement on the basis of these demands. And already there are states, they have informed AICC that they will go to launch movement, they will go to hold on the convention, and already there are some states they have given dates that they are going to hold convention on these demands, on this issue, on the Hindi imperialism rather. And I congratulate, at the end, I congratulate all the participants who are here from different states, and I congratulate the presence of the students who are there. It is rightly mentioned here that this movement is the movement of the students. So they have come forward and they have gathered here. So this movement will be developed. This movement will get stronger and stronger, and we will go to up to that end when the government of India and particularly Amit Shah ji would withdraw the recommendations which was made under his chairmanship in the Parliamentary Official Language Committee. So this movement will get stronger and stronger, and we believe that we will ultimately win. So thanking all, with these words I conclude my speech, and I request you all to come forward to launch future movements. Thank you all.